welcome. I have a hopefully interesting video today. There's 3 reasons I want to do this, and basically I'm going to take you through all the steps that I go through from buying an item to shipping it off to the post office for my reselling business that I resell items on eBay. So the 3 reasons is, 1, if you have never done this before and you think maybe it's a good way for you to make money for your family or for yourself, then hopefully this will give you an idea of what to do. 2, I'm hoping, I think, that some friends are going to join me and we will have a collab in the description, and so you can go check out other people's processes, ways of doing this. So if you are a reseller or if you're new, you can see that there are different ways to do things, and check out the different ways. And then 3 is kind of selfish. I know that my processes are not perfect, and so I want to get some other ideas. 1, from those other videos in the description, but also from you. So if you are a reseller, or if you're not and you're just really organized, and I go along through my day and my processes through the day, the week really, and you are like, that's a terrible way to do that, please let me know a different way. I would really love to have a great discussion in the comments below and just help each other out, help me out, because I'm fairly new at this. I've only been doing this for a little over a year, and I know that I have too many touches on my items. I know that I don't, I need to streamline how I go about doing things, so I can be better, so I can be more efficient, so I can make better use of my time. So the very first step is shopping. I would recommend that if you are a brand new and you've never sold anything, that you shop at your house and try selling things that are in your home. But if you're not, or if you have maybe an extra 20 bucks or something, then hit a thrift store or a yard sale and see what you can find. I sell mostly clothes and shoes, and so I'm gonna go to my favorite thrift store today. It is it's a hot mess, but there are some gems to be found in there, so we're gonna go and see what we can find. So here I'm flipping through the jeans and just checking to see what they have. I often find vintage items at the thrift store, and those were some Jordache vintage jeans, but they just had too much wear and I just didn't get them. And then up here I find some Democracy jeans, and they have a waistband that's stretchy. I personally like these jeans, and they have sold well for me in the past, but you can see there's some pulling on the front, and I always check for that. There's another pair that had the stretchy pants, but they were apartment 9, so I didn't get those. And I don't think I found many jeans. These are the shoes, and there's no rhyme or reason to these shoes, but they actually include them in their bag sale. And then the purses are marked. I've found some interesting purses along the way, and I found one actually this day. I did take a look at the linens, and nothing really stuck out to me that I wanted to buy, but there were a few things that caught my eye that I did look at. I'm always on the lookout for quilts because those have sold really well for me in the past, but I just haven't found any recently, unfortunately. I have sold a few of these tapestry blankets, but this one was really pulled. And I liked the colors on that one, but I just didn't look. So one thing that is really important when thrifting is comping, and we're going to use this shirt right here as an example. So I pulled up my eBay app and I searched El Bucco, post office, button up. You can say it's saved as a recent search because I didn't think to record the first time I did it. But I looked up El Bucco post office button up, and 2 showed here, both selling for around $20. They're both long sleeve and new. And then I did filter and searched down here under sold. And 2 more showed up, which that's a 50% sell-through rate. That's pretty good. But both of those, again, are new and long sleeve. So I decided to leave those shirts behind. There were 2, I think, that I saw in the store. But I just thought since none had been, no used ones had been sold, that I didn't think it was probably worth trying to list those. I looked through the rest of the button-ups, and actually I just passed that untuck it, and I went back and actually grabbed that. I did buy that on this day. I looked through some t-shirts, but I try not to pick up too many t-shirts.
The next 3 steps I do kind of interchangeably. I don't have a specific order that I do them in. So number 1 or 2 or 3, depending on the day, would be a haul. Sometimes I don't show you what I got, but sometimes I do. And that's just part of my process because I'm sharing or doing my best to share this journey of reselling along with you. And I thought I would show you not everything that I got, but a few things that I got at my favorite thrift store. This I thought was really cool. It has like I don't even know that I would call this faux fur. It's more like fleece, but it is a puffer coat and it is size. It's a 2X. I think it's a men's. But the brand is Walls. And it's not down, which would really be ideal, but these Walls, this brand, I'm pretty sure this is vintage. Let's see. It does say it's made in the US. That doesn't mean for sure that it's vintage, but some brands that gives me an indication that it is. So anyway, it's just a very ginormous puffer coat, and it might be towards the end of puffer coat season, but I don't know. Let's see. This is new with tags, Under Armour, and they're just a pair of like nylon swooshy pants. They do have, maybe not on that leg, like something splashed on them. So I'm just going to take a baby wipe to that and see if I can get it off without trying to throw it in the wash because, you know, I want it to stay new with tags. I'm not going to share comps just because that's not the purpose of this video, but I just want to show you a few things. This was a very cool, an LL Bean coat, or it's a jacket. It's a very large. There's like snaps on the inside of the hood, or not snaps, buttons, which makes me think it was like lined with something or was a liner. But this is just like I think it's 3X. It does smell like smoke, which means I am gonna have to wash it, which I guess would be like part of my process also. I don't wash everything, but sometimes if they smell or they have a spot on them, I do wash them. When I go to the Goodwill outlet, I almost always wash everything. This is a swimsuit, and I thought it was really cute. It has like it's a one piece, but it looks like a little dress kind of, and the brand is Cacique Swim. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of faded on the tag there. But Cacique is a Lane Bryant brand. It's plus sized, and I sell their bras a lot. My favorite thrift store is actually better pricing for me than going to the Goodwill outlet or the bins. And so I take chances on things that I don't really know a whole lot about. This is Torrid, and it is like a little dress. It just has this zipper detail in the front and these rivets, not rivets, what would you call those? Studs on the pockets. I just thought it was really cool. My average cost of goods when I went to my favorite thrift store for this was 86 cents. So each item cost me 86 cents. And that was with some things, like those coats were priced at $5 each. So the way they do it is some things are priced and then some things are like a bag sale, and it's just however much you can shove into a bag for, I think it's $3. So, you know, I get a lot of stuff shoved into a bag, like those a swimsuit and a little dress, and then it really evens out those $5 items. This was priced at $2, and this is Union Bay is the brand. This is very much like a Y2K brand, and I believe style. This has like bohemian, like boho kind of style to it. I am pretty sure that this probably was from you know, like the early 2000s. This is exactly what I would have carried when I was in college. It does have like a little sparkle there, which is always fun to look for. I thought that this was real leather, but the tag is saying it's man-made. So that, you know, kind of stinks, but this is a canvas material. I mean, it's very worn, and actually I'm seeing stains on it. Man, I look stuff over in the stores, but sometimes it's always like fluorescent lighting, or sometimes it's really bad lighting. I don't know. The last thing I'm going to share with you is this spider jacket sweatshirt thing, and it has like these, I don't know, they're not really stripes. I don't know what you would call that, but I don't know if you can see, but it's a knit with like a fleece interior. So I just thought it looks really nice. It's in really nice condition. And spider is, I think it's like an outdoors, like snowboarding, skiing, that type of stuff. However, I have heard that they do sell things at like Costco now. So, you know, Spider is one of those brands that you should definitely look up. Again, I paid 86 cents for this. So I didn't look it up in the store. I'm trying to be better, because even if I'm paying 86 cents for something, I still want to make a decent profit, and I want it to be worth my time. So I don't want to be just buying a bunch of things that I can list for $10. That might be someone's business plan, but for me, it takes a decent amount of time to photograph and list, and I just want to be, again, more efficient with my time. And so spending a little more time in comping things in the store is going to benefit me in the long run, and I need to remember that. I need to get that in my brain. So then the next thing I do, and like I said, some of these are interchangeable, is I put things in my spreadsheet and then I take pictures. So we'll talk about that. So here I am getting ready to take pictures. I've laid out my blanket. I have my light ready. I have my scale ready. And then I just like to make piles of what I'm going to be photographing. And I do all my shirts at once, all my pants at once, all my shoes at once. That way I can just get into a good rhythm of taking pictures and kind of doing the same thing. So I do what's called a flat lay, which means I just lay it out flat. That has worked really well for me. I did try to do something different. Oh, I don't know, several months ago, and it just did not work out well for me at all. So I do take measurements on the back. I do pit to pit, and I do the length, and I put those pictures in my listing. I also take the weight, and then I have that weight when I'm listing, so that I can put in what I want to do as far as, sorry, my brain just went blank, as far as postage. So whether I'm doing priority or first class. The reason my mind went blank is I realized I just recorded myself listing something for this video, and I completely skipped over the shipping part of it. So shoot, I'm gonna have to go back and fix that. That's all right. So pants, I also do waist measurement, rise, and inseam, as you're seeing here. I do, you might see, I think that's Becky Park there in the background. Oh yeah, I'm going to change out my video. I always have a video going. And it is February in this video, and my window is cracked open because my children were outside playing, and I was listening to them in the backyard, making sure they're safe, going and checking on them occasionally. They do come in and out as I'm photographing. I just edit them out of the video because
while I think they're fantastic, I don't really want them in my videos. So I think that's really all I have to say about photographing. But if you have any questions, make sure you leave those in the comments. So now I take that load of items that I've just photographed and I'm putting them into my spreadsheet. So I will put the item, the date that it was purchased, where I purchased it, how much I spent on that item. Sometimes I will do an average cost of goods and sometimes I will do exactly what I spent because I don't really have a rhyme or reason. But sometimes it's just easier to do an average cost of goods. And sometimes, especially like, I told you earlier, there were $5 were marked on each of those coats, but the rest of it was just a bag sale. So if something like that is, a significant price difference within a specific trip that I made, then I might differentiate. But sometimes it's just easier to do the average cost of goods. And now I'm putting them away. So I am taking these items, and this is actually a different load of items, I'll be honest with you, and putting them in my spreadsheet or in my bins. And then I put in my spreadsheet what bin I have put them in. And that's basically how I do that. And then it's time to list. I didn't actually record myself listing. I just did a screenshot on my phone. So you just get to see a picture of me listing on the way to Florida for our trip. So what I do first, you just saw, is I'm searching for the item that I have to sell. And I'm getting comps. So I just looked up Sears vintage jackets. And they're women's, so I filtered women's and used, and I'm just kind of scrolling through looking to see what has been listed, how much it has been listed for, and then I will click on filter here and on sold. Got to catch up with myself here. And then I'm just going to see how many have been sold and how much. So 54 items listed, 19 sold. I can't do fast math, but it's a 25-ish% sell-through rate. Maybe a little less than that, maybe 20. So I'm just kind of looking through to see if anything look exactly or very similar to mine. That one looked similar. So I'm just going to click on sell similar. I know some people say that they don't like doing it that way, but I do. So then I click on my photos and I'm going to upload my photos here. I just click on each one and hit upload. You can see there's my measurement of how much the item weighs. And then I like to do a front view as my very last picture as well. And then these are just going to upload. They take a while. Sometimes I'll watch a video while this is going. I don't know. Sometimes it takes a while, sometimes it doesn't. I'm usually laying down with my little kids, so I might put my phone down and like rub their face or, something like that to help them fall asleep. Or sometimes we're watching a movie or I don't know. I list kind of at random times. So once those are uploaded, I just hit done and then I work on the rest. So the title, I'm going to change out here. So I like to put the brand and then what it is and then the size. So I'm kind of just rearranging here. I'm also taking out any punctuation marks because those are unneeded. And then changing things like this says denim. Mine's not really denim. So I'm going to take that out. I'm also going to add the color as burgundy. I might add red. But red I will put in the listing. Oh, what are those called? The required, refinements. We'll get to it here in just a minute. I add barn coat because that's another kind of style for it. And then I could have added hood also. I think there was a hood on mine, right? I don't know. It's been a minute. No, there's no hood. See? There we go. There's the required item specifics. That's what I was looking for. So it was used. I checked the brand because sometimes people will write in their own thing, and I want it to be something that is clickable. So Sears is clickable. Red, I wouldn't want to put burgundy because burgundy isn't a clickable item. I had forgotten to check what the shell material is. So here I have to kind of go back through, grab my picture, pull it up. I'm looking, double checking the size on it. And then the the material content. So it was a cotton polyester blend. I don't think polyester blend was an option, so I did the cotton blend there. And changing, again, the style or the color to red, not, it was blue, I think, on that one. And then I also changed it to women because I think it's more of a woman style than a unisex style. A canvas material or fabric type, that's the type of fabric that it was. I never fill out all the item specifics, but I always make sure if it says trending to fill those out. And then I always make sure if something is filled out that it is correct. And so that it's correct to my item and not the item that I'm selling similar from. Which can be one of the, downfalls of using someone else's listing to sell similar from. If it's a vintage item, I always try and put where it was manufactured, and especially if it was made in the US. I'm going to check and make sure the category is correct. I wish the category went before the item specifics, honestly, because sometimes that's wrong. And then I'm going to work on the description. Quite honestly, I am not much with descriptions. It's usually just a repeat of the title, and then I will add if there are any flaws. So here I noted that there was some pilling on the lining and then some loose threads on the buttons. Honestly, I will work on both of those before I send them out. I'll clip off any loose threads and probably sweater shave a little bit of the lining. But just in case I either A, forget, or B, it doesn't work as well, then I will make sure I do that. So I'm going to set my pricing. I don't do auctions. I do buy it now. So I set that price to about $40. It looked like they were selling right around $40, so I don't want to take too much less than that. So I do my offers right at $30. And I do my preferences. You'll see there, that's where I forgot to do my shipping preferences, but I will go back and fix that in my listing, but that's something that I do. And there, my item has been listed. So now from there, the hope is that my items will sell. And here I am printing off some labels. I go through, I had to grab a coffee. I do my shipping early in the morning, so coffee is a vital part of that. I just go through my eBay listings and print off the labels, and I write down in a notebook what the item is. And then I will shift over to my spreadsheet and write down in my spreadsheet what day it sold, how much it sold for. I was showing you my screen. That didn't work out very well. The fees associated with that and the shipping amounts associated with that as well. And then from my spreadsheet, I will get the bin number, or it's a letter actually, that the item is in, and I will go find those in my inventory. So I am finding the items that need to be sold. There was, I have a bin full of hats, and I sold a book, which is kind of random for me, but I'm a homeschool mom, and I listed some homeschool curriculum, and that was part of it. So I'm just pulling out the items that sold, double checking to make sure that was the right item, the right brand, the right size, just to make sure that the right person gets the right item. I don't ever want to send the wrong thing. And then I'm packaging all my items to ship. I do put them in like a bag to set on the front porch because I do a postal pickup. You can see that I use some recycled poly mailers and bags, and then those are the eBay poly mailers that I get with my coupon for having an eBay store. And then I also use the free priority mailing boxes. I have a few like ship with me videos that I have talked about this, in previous videos. I don't find that those boxes stay closed very well, so I reinforce them with some priority mailing stickers, and then I, of course, lint roll if needed, and that's the hat going out in a recycled Amazon box, and all my packages going to the porch and going to the post office.
So that's it, from thrift store to post office and to, whoever is buying my items. I really, really appreciate you joining me. Make sure you give me a like and a thumbs up, and make sure you check out the videos that are in the description, because as of today, there's at least 2 people that are joining me. Hopefully we'll get some more, we'll see. But I think it'll be beneficial to just see other people's processes and how they work, their flow and things like that. And please, if you have some thoughts, some advice, anything, leave it down in the comment section below. I really would love to chat with you. And man, like I said, I'm fairly new at this, so I need some help. All right, I really appreciate you hanging out with me today. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel and check out another video right here. I'll see you soon.